A new day, a new car. Hey you all, and good morning. I am in my new rental car and ready to start a fresh day of adventure here on the Carpetbagger channel. I also actually just got off the phone with the body shop back in Columbus, Ohio about my car, and apparently there is a holdup. They're waiting for the back beam of the car is on back order, and I know a lot of people that have had car issues have talked about you know, having to wait on things because of, I guess because of the pandemic. I don't know, things are still backed up, but yeah, they said that the earliest that will arrive is the 24th. So now my car's just sitting there for the next week or so while they wait on that part, and then he said it'll be another 7 to 10 days after that. So where does that put us? What's the math on that? I think 7 to 10 days only counts business days. So yeah, it'll be bleeding into the middle of April before my car is ready in Columbus. So I just thought I'd give that update. I know a lot of people asking about my car, and I finally got a little bit of an update. But until then, we are in this Nissan Rogue, and I am so nervous. Like, I am just nervous about something happening to this car. It just seems like inevitable at this point. My plan for today, I was going to drive into San Francisco, and I just couldn't, because last time I was in San Francisco, my window got smashed out. It's an absolute epidemic in the city, the window smashings. Originally I was like, okay, well, I'll get a garage, a safe garage, and I looked that up, and a lot of people online saying the garage is not safe. Apparently someone was parked in a garage, they broke into her car, they stole her garage door opener, went to her house, and then tried to break into her house. That's terrifying. I love San Francisco. I think there's great stuff to do in San Francisco. I think it's a beautiful city. It's really a shame that such an amazing place has such a problem like that. I really hope that they do something to address that problem. And I'm not saying I'm never going to San Francisco, or I'm avoiding San Francisco, but I just, like, in good conscience, with my streak of luck, I just felt like I could not drive the car into the city today. I feel like I'd be worried the entire time that my car was being messed with or smashed. So I asked, you know, I'll put a question out there to the universe, like, are the garages safe in San Francisco? Are there certain garages that are safe? I thought they had locked garages, but I don't know, maybe they have trouble keeping people out. So I don't know. At another time, I may have been willing to see what happened. Also, I've got all this luggage in the back. I have some of Jen's luggage. I have some you know, I could take all this up to the hotel room and then pull it back down, and it's a lot of work, honestly, to just to be able to drive into a city, which is insane. So I don't know. I will be back to San Francisco. I'm just gonna have to, like, plan better. And like I said, with the way things are going on this trip, I just couldn't. I'm just asking to be smashed if I go into San Francisco at this point. And I don't know how the car companies deal with smashes. The rental car companies, they probably deal with it all the time, honestly, in San Francisco. Probably a good percentage of people bring their rental cars back smashed. So yeah, so we'll find something else not in San Francisco to do today. But yeah, follow me. And we have landed here in Santa Rosa, California, and we are outside of the Schulz Museum and Research Center. Schulz, the creator of Peanuts, the creator of Charlie Brown, the creator of Snoopy, and all their friends. Now, honestly, I must tell you, for most of my life, I thought it was pronounced Charles Schulz, but it is Schulz. Just make a note of that. But yeah, I definitely remember Charlie Brown, Snoopy growing up. I think that the biggest memory is the holiday specials. I remember the Christmas special, the Charlie Brown Christmas special was so different than other Christmas specials, in that it was like so mellow and so sad. It had like that sad jazz piano, and it was kind of, I don't know, kind of a sad, understated message. It's kind of, you know, that tone that the Charlie Brown specials had was so different from anything else in my childhood. Everything else was explosions and ninja fighting, but yeah, that Charlie Brown was always just so mellow. It's amazing something with that undertone has become so timeless. It's something obviously clicked that has made this live on. I know because, you know, when I visit the Cedar Fair parks, you know, I have my Platinum Cedar Fair pass. All of the Cedar Fair parks use the Peanuts characters, use Snoopy, Charlie Brown, and celebrate them in their parks. And yeah, it was a comic. I think the comic went on for like 50 years. It was just something. It was an absolute cultural milestone. I remember a few other things, like the specials. Yeah, they had the children were actually voiced by children, which was like unheard of, and I don't think you almost never have children voicing animated parts. And then I don't know, always the thing that stuck with me was like when they talked to parents, and the parents sounded like womp 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 womp. That the strange noises the parents made. So yeah, just a very interesting, and very different type of cartoon. But anyways, we're gonna check out the museum here, so please follow me. And who else to greet us at the Charles Schulz Museum than Charlie Brown himself. Hey, I just realized it. Charles Schulz and Charlie Brown. He named him after himself. And I'm just right now in this moment realizing that. Anyways, you can see this Charlie Brown has the actual museum on his forehead there that we're about to enter. You can see Snoopy over there sleeping on his doghouse. These are artistic sculptures, so artistic interpretations. See the artistic interpretation of the doghouse there. You can listen carefully, you can hear that that trademark jazz music in the background. You can see Woodstock there, the yellow bird taking a bath there in a sink. You see the handles of the sink there, and even a little Charlie Brown colored towel. You see the mural on the wall there, the classic Charlie Brown trying to kick the football being held by Lucy, and then of course she pulls it away at the last moment and causing him to crash and burn. But as you get closer to this mural, you can actually see it is comprised of comic strips. Actually, each one of these is an individual comic strip, been placed in a way to create the illusion of Charlie Brown and Lucy. That's pretty amazing. So they are in the process of changing out one of their exhibits, as they change out this exhibit every 6 months. So currently in the process of taking it down and putting up a new exhibit. See one of the original Peanuts comics up here, and kind of how it's changed over the years. You can see the difference in Charlie Brown. It's kind of changed over the years. He's wearing a red shirt instead of a yellow shirt. His head is shaped a little differently. And here we have a photo opportunity, as we can pose in Lucy's psychiatric help booth. But apparently to do that we need to pick a voice bubble here. How about try wearing a helmet? 5 cents, please. And then we put the voice bubble here on the psychiatric booth. Try wearing a helmet. 5 cents, please. Pondering Peanuts. This asks us to figure out what it is about Peanuts that continues to inspire such a loyal audience. Is it the funny drawings? Is it expressive, deceptively simple line? Is it universal themes that speak to all of us? You can see Peppermint Patty say, "You don't know anything about love, Chuck." And he simply responds, "Probably not." Or is it the cast of characters with their distinct personalities? On the walls we can see some of the classic comic strips. This Peanuts featuring good old Charlie Brown. And for as simple and charming as Peanuts is, it is a marketing mega power. See all these Snoopy items. Yeah, I think Snoopy is probably the biggest merch mover of all the Peanuts characters. In the men's room here, we have a little man in that iconic Charlie Brown squiggle t-shirt. In the women's room, we have the Lucy dress. This here talks about Cristo. I remember Cristo. He would, was this artist that would wrap different objects in cloth. That was kind of his whole thing. And apparently in 1978, Charles Schulz made a reference to Cristo in his comic, saying that he wrapped Snoopy's doghouse in cloth. But in 2003, it would actually become a reality, and Cristo would really wrap Snoopy's doghouse in cloth, and there it is. And here are the tools of the trade. This is Charles Schulz's preferred equipment. The fountain pen there, specific ink he liked to use. Now this wall here was taken from Charles Schulz's home. He was where he lived in 1951. This was the wall of his daughter's nursery, and he painted this mural on the wall. And you can see it actually has the original Peanuts characters as Snoopy. It has Charlie Brown as Jack jumping over the candlestick. I do like this crazy rabbit here. I don't think that was ever a Peanuts character. And then it said some of these were actually taken from the little golden books, the tiger there, and the elephant. Yeah, it says this wall had been painted over for generations, and then someone actually discovered it who moved into the house, and they uncovered the mural, removed the wall, and transported the wall here to this museum. Talks about the early days of Charles Schulz. He's actually from St. Paul, Minnesota, and they actually do have Peanut statues in downtown St. Paul. This is another wall mural taken from another home that Charles Schulz lived in. Painted this in 1955, a early version of Snoopy. He was originally more like a normal dog running, and looks more like, I know he's supposed to be a beagle. It probably looks more like a beagle in that painting. Another mural taken from a wall there. An early version of Charlie Brown, although it says Monty on the hat. It says Monty was one of his sons. Now this is absolutely insane. Charles Schulz was originally, the first time he ever appeared as a comic artist was in Ripley's Believe It or Not. And he sent in a drawing when he was only 14 years old that was republished in Ripley's Believe It or Not. He sent a picture of the little things, his dog, his black and white beagle, although it was named Sparky, not Snoopy. And then he says that it's a honey dog that eats pins, tacks, and razor blades, which that's horrifying. I don't know if a dog should be allowed to eat razor blades, but yeah, I see that it's owned by C.F. Schulz in St. Paul, Minnesota. So the connection there between Charles Schulz and Robert Ripley. Robert Ripley published Schulz's first publicly displayed drawing when he was only 14 years old, made his debut in Ripley's Believe It or Not. See some of his awards there, the Outstanding Cartoonist of the Year from 1964, and there is the Emmy he won for the Charlie Brown Christmas special. Let's see how Peanuts exploded in popularity, appearing on the cover of Time. See the merchandise being made. And in here they have Charles Schulz's preserved office there. Over there is his cartooning palette. He would draw the comics. See some of the items he has on his shelf, all these different Snoopy mugs. Apparently he at one point won the first annual Silver Raccoon Award in 1991. Up here on this wooden carving you can see the evolution of Snoopy. The original there, the way that Charles Schulz's dog appeared in Ripley's Believe It or Not. And then you see over the years Snoopy changing form to his modern incarnation. It says this way to the kite eating tree. I guess the kite eating tree is outside. You look up here, you can see the kite eating tree. Looks like it's snatched up Charlie Brown's kite there. See another art statue. This is Linus with his blanket, and he's also a crossword puzzle. But you can actually complete this crossword puzzle because it gives the key to the puzzle here on the sign. So I'll hold it on him. You can pause the video, and you can complete. Use a marker on your phone and complete the crossword puzzle. Kite eating tree isn't the only impressive tree out here. So I have this massive coastal redwood tree. Yeah, it appears that these artistic interpretations were actually in St. Paul, Minnesota at one point. I guess once they were retired, they were moved here to the Schulz Museum. This is Charlie Brown under construction. See, there's scaffolding there. There's a little construction worker, wood stocks. They're building them out of brick and steel. And this is the Snoopy labyrinth. You can actually walk through Snoopy's head. I'm a fan of these labyrinths. You find these, scattered around different places. It's kind of a contemplative, meditative thing. You walk through the labyrinth to the center. This one just so happens to be shaped like Snoopy's head. So let's enter the Snoopy labyrinth here. With labyrinths, it's kind of a long walk to a very short distance, but you're supposed to think about life and the universe as you walk through the labyrinth. Not sure what part of Snoopy we're currently in. Sometimes it gets difficult to see from the ground. Situations like this make me wish that my drone wasn't stolen in San Francisco when I had my window smashed in. But now is not a time to think about bad times. We're in the Snoopy labyrinth, so time to be calm, meditative, contemplative, if that's a word. So we head through. Okay, I think that was his ear. Was that his ear that we just completed? And I think we're headed into the main, okay, is that his eye? Is this, okay, I'm all backwards. I don't know what part of Snoopy this is. I'll be completely honest with you guys. Completely lost in the maze that is Snoopy. Oh, it's a little muddy right there as we continue to head through the labyrinth. I sure hope there's no minotaurs in this labyrinth. They always ruin your time when you're in the labyrinth. Okay, I think we're getting closer to completion here as we circle our way to the end. Gotta watch out, it is a little mucky right there. And there. And this is part of Snoopy's head, and we can sit down and have a moment of relaxation and think about where we are and what we have accomplished. And across the street from the museum we have an ice skating rink. This is an ice skating rink built by Charles Schulz and his wife for the community of Santa Rosa to use ice skating. And they said we are allowed to just take a peek inside. Oh yeah, check this out. There's people ice skating here, people practicing their ice skating moves. This is pretty cool. It's actually really cold in here, which I guess shouldn't be surprising. But you can see over here is the spectator area. It's decorated nicely. People can sit up here and watch people doing ice skating. Yeah, you can see it's themed like a alpine village inside here. They have a scoreboard up there possibly for like hockey games. You can see we have Snoopy there on the scoreboard. You can see this light on the wall tells who can skate. Either all skate, men only, ladies only, couples only, reverse, I guess you have to skate backwards, or then clear the ice. There's an ice related emergency, get out of the skating rink. Yeah, it definitely looks like they're doing some sort of training or practice in here currently. Oh, and out here in the lobby you have Snoopy skating there. Looks like he's wearing his vest there for St. Patrick's Day. And there we have Charlie Brown getting ready to play a game of hockey here at the skating rink. There's Woodstock in a bird bath wearing a referee outfit maybe? Maybe he's reffing a hockey game. And over here, here's a replica of the Charles Schulz stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And looking at this looking at this star right now in Santa Rosa, California, this is the cleanest star I've ever seen. If this was on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, there'd be a drink spilled right there. There'd be a splash of vomit that way, and then some unknown sludge creeping in that way, and some cracks in it too. So this is so pristine compared to the stars you normally see. And then we have Snoopy here in his top hat. Looks like he's got some love in his eyes for a poodle. Looks like he's maybe thinking about his dear love, the poodle there. And then we have a gift shop over here, Snoopy's Gallery and Gift Shop. So we head inside. You can see you're greeted by Lucy. I'm not 100% sure what these are. These are bear bricks. What are bear bricks? I guess that's Linus there as a bear brick. If you know what a bear brick is, leave a comment in the comment section. You can see a giant plush Snoopy on top of a doghouse spilling out with smaller Snoopies. It looks like there's actually an upstairs area here we can check out. Oh, look at the walls. They have carpet on the walls. You can see Snoopy and Woodstock. I'm always confused. Is Woodstock one person or a species of birds? Also, we have another Woodstock. They're a jewel encrusted Woodstock. So we head up here to the top. Oh, it almost looks like there's like a separate museum up here as well. You can look down on the gift shop from up here and you can see Snoopy in his World War I fighter plane. I know there was some, what was it? He was always looking for the Red Baron. That was his arch nemesis. And this is really cool. This is a Lego reconstruction of the ice skating rink that we were just in. If you look down on the top there, you can see the ice skaters out on the ice. Although I notice out front here, why is there skeletons? Why is there so many skeletons out front? Okay, there's also some stormtroopers and rebel fighter pilots there as well. And over here we have a Lego reconstruction of the Charles Schulz Museum there. There's Charlie Brown out front, the statue that was greeting us. And there we have the jewel-encrusted Charlie Brown. Look at all those colors. It's an exhibit on Snoopy in fashion. Different fashion. There's Italian Dolce and Gabbana there. There's a Tunisian Snoopy there. U.S. Snoopy in his LL Bean outfit. Here is Royal Snoopy from France. Travel to downtown Santa Rosa here, where they continue to pay homage to Charles Schulz, here with a statue of Charlie Brown and Snoopy. And it looks like this old train station here is a official California welcome center. It's interesting, the Jelly Belly tour location was also considered a official California welcome center. There we have train conductor Woodstock on his nest. And then we have, I think this is tourist Lucy. You can see she's got her binoculars, she's got her camera, she's got some brochures of stuff she wants to do. It looks like she's going to visit the ice skating rink next to the museum. And there's a list of things she wants to do: stay at Flamingo, morning surf, shop, skate with Snoopy, wine tasting. Wine tasting? I believe you're a small child. I don't think you should be drinking wine. There's a little train museum in here. And look at that, there's a little train. You can actually operate the train here with the button there. Oh, look at it go. Uh-oh, looks like we ran out of track. Over here we have train conductor Snoopy, or maybe he's the engineer. I'm not sure if he's the engineer or the conductor. See, he's actually standing there on the railroad track. Traveled over here to the Santa Rosa Memorial Park Cemetery. So while we were in the Charles Schulz Museum, we saw that there actually is a very strange and interesting connection between Charles Schulz, the Peanut comics, Robert Ripley, and Ripley's Believe It or Not. Because in some ways, the very first Peanut comic was printed in a Ripley's Believe It or Not newspaper strip when a 14-year-old Charles Schulz sent in a drawing of his black and white beagle to Robert Ripley and had it published in Robert Ripley's newspaper strip, Ripley's Believe It or Not. And that dog would be the inspiration for Snoopy. Of course, Charles Schulz also said the dog ate pins and razor blades. I'm not sure if Snoopy, the comic dog, eats pins and razor blades. But so that was basically the debut of Charles Schulz of the Peanuts comics in Robert Ripley's comic strip. But there's actually another connection between Charles Schulz and Robert Ripley. And that is, now Charles Schulz moved around over the course of his life. He was from St. Paul, Minnesota. He moved to Colorado and eventually wound up here in Santa Rosa, California. Well, Robert Ripley is buried here in Santa Rosa, California, just about 2 miles from the Charles Schulz Museum. So yes, here's the grave of the man himself, buried with his mother, Lily Bell, his father, Isaac. Robert Ripley, born 1890, died 1949, buried here. And you can see under his name, it says, Believe It or Not. Looks like someone's left a few coins there for Ripley. If I had a shrunken head with me right now, I'd leave it right there on his grave. So anyone who's been following my channel for a while knows that I'm a huge fan of Robert Ripley. He's had a huge impact on my life. I love his work. I love the museums that he inspired. I even made it a point to visit every Ripley's, believe it or not, museum in the United States, and I made that a goal. That was actually the focus, like for years, that was almost the focal point of my travel. I would find out where the Ripleys were, and I would go to those areas and then film other stuff on the way. I set my goal. I was going to visit every Ripley's, believe it or not, and I accomplished that goal. At least in the United States. I've not done all the international ones, although I have done the one in Niagara Falls, Canada. But it goes back further than that. I remember growing up watching the Jack Palance version of Ripley's Believe It or Not, and just being so fascinated, like just trying to suspend my belief just when hearing these strange and unusual stories. And it definitely got me fascinated into the strange and unusual things. I definitely remember like the first time I ever went to Gatlinburg, when first time I could ever afford just to go over to Gatlinburg just to spend the night and enjoy the city. We went to Ripley's Believe It or Not, and yeah, I was blown away. I loved it. I adored the first time I got to go to Ripley's. It was the best. It was just the strangeness. I don't know, just, you know, strange things. That's kind of my thing. I love all the weirdness that they have in the Ripley's museums. And yeah, the man himself, it was just in some ways, you know, I was thinking about it, like he was kind of like the original travel blogger, because he you know, he went to places that sounded interesting. He just showed whatever it was interesting. He just looked out strange, interesting things. So basically, Robert Ripley did what I'm doing now, just going around looking for things that are interesting, and so that's hugely inspiring to me. And I love just like the museums. Like when I started going, and I don't mean this like as an insult in any way, but it's like you take your normal stuffy museum and you just throw out like that need to like connect things together, that need to like be educational, and you just say, this stuff is strange, just look at it. There's something, to me, there's something so charming about that. Just this stuff's interesting, just look at it. It's crazy. And that's what I do. I take this camera, I point it at strange and interesting things, and I say, hey guys, look at that. You look back at like the old newspaper articles, the newspaper strips that Robert Ripley would do, and it was kind of like what social media would be. It's like, look at this. There's something crazy. Let me tell you something crazy about this thing that happened, this person, this unusual individual. It was almost like, it was very similar to what you'd see on social media today and how social media was used. He just had a newspaper strip as his social media outlet. So I think, you know what? I think not only do I, you know, have gratitude towards Robert Ripley and feel like he paved the way for me to do what I do today. I think all travel bloggers should give a little tip of the cap to Mr. Robert Ripley, a man that just sought the world, just traveled the world, just looking for the things that he found interesting so he could share them with the rest of us. And there was one more Robert Ripley related location here in Santa Rosa I wanted to check out. Here in this residential neighborhood, we have this big red church. This is known as the Church of the One Tree. And the reason they called it the Church of the One Tree is actually it was only one massive redwood tree that had to be cut down to provide all the wood used. Now Robert Ripley would talk about the Church of the One Tree in one of his very early Ripley's Believe It or Not strips. It's actually where his mother Lily went to church. And actually for a period of time, this is no longer a active church, and they've used it for different things over the years. From 1970 to 1990, this was actually used as a Ripley's Museum. I don't think it was ever officially called a Ripley's, believe it or not, or an auditorium, but it was referred to as a Ripley Memorial Museum, and it was full of all the fun stuff that you would find in a Ripley's, believe it or not. Probably a few shrunken heads within those church walls at one point. On the opposite side, the church actually connects to this beautiful public park. You can see from the public park, you can actually enter through these redwood trees to get to the church of the One Tree. So thank you for joining me today as we explore the strange connections between Charles Schulz and Mr. Robert Ripley. The real mystery here, the real mystery to all this is I'm still trying to figure out how Snoopy swallowed those razor blades. But thank you guys so much for joining me today here in Santa Rosa, California. A nice, easy, relaxing day here with you know the tumultuousness that I've been through over the past couple days. But thank you guys so much. I appreciate your support. I appreciate everybody reading their comments today. I appreciate all the kind remarks that you know. And again, you know, my problems, my road bumps are just that. They're road bumps. I'm still able to stay out here on the road. I'm still able to travel. I'm going to be heading home soon. I'm going to be heading east within the next couple of days. It's going to be a while for my car's ready, so I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to see my loved ones. So I am going to start heading east. I'm going to be here for a few more days. I'm doing a few more things, but after that, I think we're going east. So yeah, thank you so much. If you like these videos, please subscribe. It'll let you know when new videos come out. I travel around the country. I film roadside attractions, amusement parks, museums, haunted houses, and other fun stuff. If you'd like to help support the channel, consider donating to Patreon. $3 or more will get you a postcard once a month from me to you. Also, we have enamel pins in the Etsy shop. And I'm currently on Cameo. Cameo's been going really well. I'm really having a lot of fun sending out wishes, birthday wishes, anniversary wishes, just fun messages to people. If you'd like to get a message from me or send a message from me to someone else, please just check that out. It's in the description of this video. And of course, all those things, they help to keep this train on the track, this boat on the water, and Snoopy's World War I fighter plane in the air. Until next time, my friends, this one's in the bag.